head troublemaker, you know? But I mean, none of this was planned, Alex. So if I could do this without the plan, without the blueprint, where I have guys, I'm talking about me on the news in Brazil, you know, where they took over a lot outside their apartment building. Now they're taking over another lot because it's so successful, man. That's what I want to hear, man. That's
I call it life revolution, spreading life, getting aggressive. Yeah, man, I tell you, it's exciting what you're doing. I want to take a few phone calls, but ronfinley.com, people can go there. They can see what you've done. They can augment it, do their own thing. I just want to challenge everybody today. This is the season to do it. Start planting, even if it's just some sunflowers, some tomatoes, some peppers, whatever it is you're into. I mean, if you live on the West Coast or areas that are good, plant some grapes, plant some tomatoes, plant some lemons, some limes, some whatever. It's just so exciting to do this. Ron Finley is our guest, changing the world by taking action. Just simply amazing. We got Terrence, Renee, Joseph, Stephen, Ray, and many others. Let's go ahead and talk to Terrence first in California, in your neck of the woods. The guy we have on the line, Ron Finley of ronfinley.com, just got the second most populous city in North America. Well, I guess Mexico City's bigger than New York, so third most populous city in North America to legalize planting food in the right-of-ways. How incredible is that? Go ahead, you're on the air, Terrence.
How you doing,
Good afternoon, gentlemen. Pleasure to meet you, Ron and Alex. Ron, I got a question for you. What do you think about the geoengineering that's going on with the California drought? Alex had a guest on some time ago from StopTheCrime.net, and she discusses different things about the Monsanto group purposely putting things into the clouds to prevent the rain while causing more rain and more devastation in the Midwest with their snowstorms, and depriving us of our
Well, we know geoengineering is going on, but they classify what they're doing. Just like you mentioned, super weeds, antibiotic-resistant stuff from the chickens and everything else. Are you aware of the larger program of manipulating the weather?
No, I mean, no. I mean, you see it, though. I mean, it's funny because even guys that fly the planes, those are contrails. That's why are they in this pattern, dude? Why all of a sudden do they dissipate and they join together and all of a sudden we have this cloud cover? I don't know. I see here, it doesn't benefit California, which was one of the biggest agricultural states in the United States of America.
They want to bankrupt the whole thing.
Well, who's that going to? That's not going to benefit the powers that be, the biggest landowners in this state, though, Alex. I mean, if their whole thing is about money, Alex, why would they want to bankrupt it?
Because you just brought up the key point, because it's beyond that. They've got the ultra rich, but there's people above that are long term. Once they bankrupt it for a decade, they can come in and buy it all up and be the breadbasket for the next 200 years for all of North America. It's long term players. Terrence, great question. Renee in South Dakota, you're on the air. Welcome.
Well, I just want to say that in the 1920s, there were no grocery stores. So where was the groceries? It was in the gardens. It was in the homes. It was on the farms. It was all local. You didn't have to go to the grocery store. Now they got us. They know that. And I've been planting my plants. I've been buying just straight seeds, and I've been putting them in plastic containers. And I've got a whole garden full of seeds for one person. I'm probably going to be giving away everything by the end of my season. And, my tomatoes are already 2 feet high. I planted them 2 weeks ago. I just threw some seeds in, and it's amazing to watch the seeds come up.
You got magic soil, Renee. 2 feet in 2 weeks? That's crazy.
Well, maybe it's been about 3 weeks. But, really, I've been blessing my plants every day. And, they do respond. It's amazing just seeing the watermelon seeds come up and them sprouting out of the soil. And, I throw a little cup of water on them each day in my windowsill.
Well, it's what Ron said, though. I love how you're out in your garden and a little hummingbird flies up right by your face and then winks at you and flies off. That's it. Let me tell you, gardens are a lot better than watching TV. I'm here to tell you.
No, literally, you get seduced. I mean, I've gone out in the morning to watch stuff, and all of a sudden it's 4 hours later when you were only supposed to be out there 20 minutes. It's like it becomes your solace, literally, and your meditation. I on my parkway, I've actually have seating that I made out of logs, man, and you can come and people are sitting out there having coffee. And I mean, the bottom line, if you build it, it's gonna people.
Well, it's been said that make art, make culture, that will defeat the globalist.
Oh, totally. And that's what it's all about, is showing people how creative they can be and giving them the ideas, man, because we have to show a lot of people that they have the ability to dream. We have to show, look at this. You can dream about this. A lot of times people need help with that. And I mean, that's what I think.
And a garden's something you can do. You can dream it, you can grow it, you can have success, you can get better, it can build competency. This whole system is about making you think you have no power except through the system. Renee, thank you. Joseph, Stephen, and others, stay with us. Going back to the community, going back to having your neighbors over for a barbecue, going back to having a garden, going back to disconnecting the television a few hours a day and taking your kids off the video games, going fishing, going playing a softball game. I mean, just anything that's normal human activity that's not in this big globalist combine. And nothing like microagriculture is more powerful. That's why they're targeting Amish. It's why they're going after, like I said earlier, any type of farmers markets, raw milk. It's why I've seen in L.A. where they go after these co-op places where people are coming and selling their produce. It's all done in the name of safety, but it's done to dominate and control people. Prisoners can't grow their own food. And that's what it comes down to. Ron Finley, I want to take some more phone calls here. But anything else you'd like to add before we go to Joseph and others?
No, you hit it on the head with the whole prisoner things. I mean, people think because they can get into their swanky cars and drive around that they're not in prison. I mean, and that's why I call these food prisons. Like you said, you can't grow your own food in prison. And that's the fact that they have outlawed, this is you get in, you become a criminal because you plant a carrot. It's ridiculous, man. And it has to change. And like you said earlier in the segment, we're seeing the fall, man. We're seeing, McDonald's, some of those are closing. We're seeing them come in. Oh, they're slowly changing. Natural chicken, a lot of the stuff they're cutting out, and
that's because people voting with their dollars.
Exactly, and they see they have to. Their sales are down, and they're like, okay, now it's terrible that we have to take it to this point for them to do the right thing. Why are you selling me toxic food in the first place? Like with the thing with Dunkin' Donuts where they had the powdered sugar was supposed to be not powdered sugar. It was supposed to be some chemical or something that that looked like powdered sugar on the donut. Why are you doing this to us? I mean,
why would you do something to somebody you wouldn't want done to you? It's just a fundamental predatory nature. And as you said, the worm is turning. Very exciting times. Joseph in California, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Hey, I have a question. Pleasure to be on your show, but I have a question for Finley. What do you think is the state's the state's government role in agriculture? And for Jones, you just mentioned co-ops. Do you have do you think there should be a balance between socialism and crony capitalism? Because I used to be a cookie cutter liberal, but now I'm a libertarian, and I just think there should be a balance between the two.
Sure. Listen, when you hear the term co-op, that has a communist connotation. They had co-ops before that. All that means is people kind of come in as a group, share some of their profits to pay for the facility and for upkeep, but then people make profits. So I'm talking about co-ops based on, but again, co-ops only work on the micro. Okay, that's why small is beautiful, and that's what I've seen work in my own life, but that's my view. What's your take on that, Ron?
Well, I mean, that's what I want. As you well know, Alex, you cannot eat all the food that you grow. It's impossible. That's all you would be doing is eating.
We're so productive, we got to share it.
If you had a block that was like a co-op where you grow carrots and onions and I grow lettuce and tomatoes and Sally grows cucumbers, So now you don't have to grow all your food because you can trade between your neighbors.
Exactly. That's not communism. That's human activity and interaction. Stay there. Do 5 more minutes with us. RonFinley.com.
Thank you for listening to GCN. Visit GCNlive.com today.